We're back with the breaking news now, 10 hours into a government shutdown. And so far, there doesn't appear to be any clear path out of it, with both Republicans and Democrats blaming the other side for the breakdown. And joining us now is Democratic Congressman Robert Garcia from California. He's the ranking member of the House Oversight Committee. Congressman, good to have you here. We've seen a lot of shutdown threats in the last few years, but I know this is the first shutdown since you took office. What are you worried about right now, and what are you hearing from your constituents?
Well, look, I think it's really important to remember that federal workers work across the country. They're not just here in D.C. In fact, most federal workers are all across all of our states. And so their impact's going to happen across the country. And what is really crazy right now is we're here in D.C. Democrats have been here in Washington, D.C., trying to work with Republicans to actually get something done. And there's not a Republican to be found. They have left D.C., they've scattered to their home districts, while there is a shutdown that's impacting the American public. And this shutdown is clearly Donald Trump. Donald Trump is obsessed with giving tax breaks to billionaires and has no interest in actually fixing the healthcare challenge that's right in front of us. Premiums are about to skyrocket for the average person in this country who's on the Affordable Care Act, who needs these subsidies that are in place. So the fact that Republicans essentially want to not only have a shutdown, but allow these premiums to go up, I think is completely shameful right now.
Everybody's blaming each other. As we mentioned, who do the American people blame? Well, it's sort of split. This new NPR PBS News Marist poll we mentioned finds Republicans do get more of the blame than Democrats for a shutdown. There's still a big portion who don't know who to blame or say both are to blame. But this same polling also shows congressional Republicans have a 10% higher approval rating than congressional Democrats, 35% to 25%. What does that mean for your party in this moment?
Well, it's not going to be the case after this shutdown and what's going on right now. Let's be really clear. Republicans control the Senate, the House, and the White House. They control the entire government. And what they're putting in front of the American public right now is essentially a budget that cuts health care. People are going to have their premiums skyrocket because they do not want to negotiate and actually ensure that those costs stay lower. We know we've seen the prices of housing and where that's at as it relates to rent. We've seen grocery prices that are skyrocketing right now for American families. Healthcare costs are now also going to go up because Republicans would rather give large tax breaks to billionaires. And so Democrats are standing firm. We shouldn't give them one single vote at this minute as it relates to them trying to move this government forward to continue to rip away health care from the American public.
Well, Democrats did give a couple of votes and voted actually with Republicans last night in the Senate. I want to play some from Senate Majority Leader John Thune last night, suggesting there are some cracks in the Democratic caucus.
I think there are a lot of them over there who know that their leadership is walking them off the cliff and really want to do something other than follow the leader. But they are under so much pressure from the political left in this country, as you pointed out. All those special interest groups that Schumer's been coordinating with on message on this, they're simply, I think they're stuck. And they don't have an identity right now. And this is just an example that they really don't know what they're doing.
Congressman, what say you?
Well, first, it's disappointing for any Democrat in the Senate to go along with Trump's plan. They should all be an absolute no. What people need to understand is that right now, if we don't dig in this fight, the average American is going to see their premiums for health care go up. And in some cases, it's going to double if they're on the Affordable Care Act. That is unconscionable. And it's not at this moment what people need. People need assistance. Affordability is the most important thing right now. And for healthcare costs to go up, when grocery costs are going up, I think it's important right now for the country and Democrats to stand tall and not give in a single vote. So I completely disagree with that approach of those couple Senate Democrats, and I hope that the rest of them stand tall.
Congressman, in the past, the party that has sort of tried to force a specific policy goal going into a shutdown ultimately didn't get what it wanted. The last shutdown, and the longest ever, was over border wall funding. It ended without the money for the wall. Another partial shutdown was over DACA protections. It ended without a deal. Even in 2013, after Republicans refused to pass a spending bill funding the Affordable Care Act, that shutdown ended without any of the changes Republicans wanted to the ACA. So why do you think this time will be different and that Democrats will get what you want?
Because the American public right now are demanding that Donald Trump actually meets his campaign promises of lowering costs for Americans. He's done none of that. He campaigned to bring down the cost of groceries, to bring down the cost of health care, to bring down the cost of housing. What's happened? Everything has gone up. And right now, if we don't stand tall for the American public, and look, shutdowns are hard. It's actually impacting real people. People are going to be affected.
Yep.
But so they will also be affected if their health care costs skyrocket. Over the next couple of weeks, people are going to start getting letters from their insurance companies telling them that their premiums are going to go up. That needs to stop. And so for us, we're in this fight, and Democrats in the Senate need to match the energy that's coming out right now of the House and not give any single vote to Trump's budget.
Appreciate the message. Appreciate you coming on and sharing the Democratic perspective, and yours in particular this morning. Congressman Robert Garcia, thanks for the conversation.